The hidden gem in the mountains? A chance meeting at a quilt shop. Winter in Melbourne is serious business. Driving through the mountains during this season is always a challenge, but it has its charm. The crisp air, the mist rolling over the hills, the way sunlight plays on frost-covered trees. It's something else. It was the winter of 2024, around 10:30 in the morning. I had just finished a trip in a regional mountain town and decided to take a short break. There was a small Italian cafe I liked. Great food, quality coffee, and friendly staff. "Can I have one mocha, please? Small, 1 sugar," I ordered. As I took my first sip, I thought about what to do next. My car was already parked, so I figured I'd head to the local library, one of my favorite quiet spots. Just half an hour, I told myself. A little rest won't hurt. The library was my secret hideout, a place of calm and focus. I found a seat near the big glass windows, letting the natural light wash over me as I flipped through a magazine on herbal gardening. I've always had a passion for herbs, and the simplicity of growing things never fails to fascinate me. I had just finished my coffee when I decided to start the Rideshare app again. Within seconds, a trip popped up, 8 minutes away, heading down the mountains. I unmuted my phone, accepted the ride, and stepped out into the cold. The sun was out, but the air was biting. I reached the pickup point and saw a well-dressed woman in a long coat walking toward the car with a bamboo basket in hand. She got in and greeted me warmly. "Good morning. How are you today?" "Very well. Just had my delicious coffee." "And you?" "I'm good, thanks," she said, settling in as I started the ride. It was a beautiful but cold day. I tried to make small talk. "Lovely weather, but freezing, huh?" She smiled. "Yes, but the sun makes it bearable. I'm on my way to see some friends, so I hope it stays like this." "Friends?" I asked, glancing at the GPS. The address showed a house, not a cafe or public spot. "Yes," she explained. "Every second week we gather here. It's our little tradition." She went on to tell me about her friends who ran a well-loved quilt shop in the regional mountains. "She makes beautiful handmade quilts and other crafts," she said proudly. "Very popular with the locals." I was intrigued. I'd driven through this area countless times, but never noticed any quilt shop. When we arrived, I was greeted by a lovely old house surrounded by a beautifully arranged garden. The place had a warm, welcoming feel. "Would it be okay if I check out the shop?" I asked. "Of course," she said cheerfully. I followed her inside, stepping into what felt like another world. The shop was tucked away in what used to be a garage, now transformed into a cozy, colorful space filled with handcrafted quilts, cushions, and fabrics. 3 women, around the same age as my rider, sat around a table, chatting and laughing. They greeted their friend warmly, then turned towards me with curious smiles. "I hope I'm not interrupting anything," I said, a little hesitant. "Not at all," one of them laughed. "It's just rare to see a rideshare driver walk into a quilt shop." "Well, I couldn't ignore such a hidden gem," I said. "I've driven through these mountains so many times and never knew this place existed." "Come, let me show you around," she offered, leading me through the shop and out onto a small deck overlooking the backyard. The view was stunning, rolling hills, a peaceful garden, and patches of open soil that hinted at future planting. "You have a beautiful place here," I said. "I see you've got quite a few herbs, but no rosemary." "Why not plant some?" She chuckled. "Oh, I don't know much about herbs. My husband and I just plant whatever looks nice." "Well," I said, "how about I bring you a rosemary plant and some fig saplings? I grow them at home." Her eyes lit up. "Really? That would be wonderful." Without hesitation, I went back to my car. I have a habit of carrying small plants with me, often sharing them with friends or planting them in places I visit. I reached into my trunk and pulled out a small rosemary plant and 2 fig saplings. "Here," I said, handing them over. She was stunned. "You have them now?" I laughed. "Yeah, I always keep a few plants with me. You never know when someone might need them." Her hands cradled the plants as if they were treasures. "This is incredible. Thank you so much." As we walked back inside, the other ladies watched us with amused smiles. "Your friend is safe," I joked. "This is a very harmless driver." Laughter filled the shop. Over the next few weeks, I received more trip requests from my rider and her friends. Each time I picked them up, they'd update me on the plants, how well they were growing, how green the garden looked. I'd started the day thinking it would be just another routine shift. But life has a way of surprising you. Some trips are more than just rides. Some take you exactly where you need to be.